And again, just trying to get that same sensation through impact of getting that bottom tee to disappear, and you'll start to get much more compressed ball flight. So if your wrists are wrong at impact, you're really going to struggle to control the club face and compress the golf ball. In today's video, I'm going to break down the correct lead wrist position and give you 3 great ways to train it when you're out there practicing. So stick around for those drills towards the end. Now really, what are we looking to try and do with the wrists at impact? Now let's assume a fairly neutral grip for this. This is going to show you where the ball is going to launch, this face indicator here. Now a lot of players are really struggling with this style of impact position. This might look familiar to many of you here, and what that does is adds a lot of loft. The ball is going to launch very, very high, and it can also cause some strike errors hitting the ground early as well. So what we're looking to do at impact is get that face indicator there, the ball launching a little bit lower, getting a nice little bit of shaft lean here, getting that nice compressed, piercing ball flight. So a great way to train it here, the first drill is just simply grab yourself 2 tees. Super simple drill, anybody can do this. And you're going to put the first tee in between your 4 fingers there, right in the middle. And you're going to put the second tee in between your thumb and your first finger there. Now, from that position, try and take your normal grip as best as you can here. And just get that bottom tee to poke out so you can see it here at your address position. Now, this just gives you a wonderful awareness of what we're trying to do at impact. So what I like to do with players is get them into their setup position, which is pretty much this. Now from here, I like to get them firstly just to push their hands forward. So we start to get into this impact position where we get a little bit more of shaft lean, maybe the body opening up slightly as well here. But what we're doing here is just pushing the hands forward. Now, as I do that from this angle, what you'll see, that face indicator, the ball is going to launch very much out to the right. So using these 2 tees here as a reference, what we're looking for as we look down is now just getting this feel of basically getting this bottom tee here to disappear out of your sight. So from this position, yes, I've got my hands forward, but the ball's going to go a mile to the right. So now I'm going to just turn those wrists this way, there, and now that bottom tee disappears. So it just gives you a wonderful reference for what you're trying to feel here at impact. Now as I do that, what you'll notice is that indicator is going lower and it's also going straighter. Now that's your ball getting that piercing trajectory out there onto the driving range. And what a lot of people are really doing at impact is they're seeing a lot of that tee. So you can see very extended here. I can see that bottom tee, that face indicator is going very, very high. So just first guys, just getting that awareness of impact, hands forward, and then getting that tee to disappear there. And now I can't see it. Now I'm in a wonderful position. You can also get a little feeling of this top tee as we're coming through, of really trying to just get that to turn around the grip there, to turn around the shaft in this fashion. Again, that's also going to allow you to close the face. So really we're getting a little bit of lead wrist flexion and a little bit of supination in that lead hand there, which is really going to give you that wonderful impact position. So that's the first one. When you get a feel of that, you can just hit some little chippy ones out there and just start to rehearse with the tees in there. Just what am I doing here to get that bottom tee to disappear? And you can just get a little feeling. Now if I'm here, you know it's no good. So again, nice position there, tee's disappearing, and then just hit some little shots there, and you just start to see that ball flight go a little bit lower there, a little bit more piercing, and that's just a wonderful way just to train it. Now again, if you're seeing too much of that tee, you're going to get in that scooped position. It's going to really cause some strike errors. And once you've done a few short shots there, a few slow ones, then you can build it up to some fuller swings gradually here. And again, just trying to get that same sensation through impact of getting that bottom tee to disappear, and you'll start to get much more compressed ball flight. So that's there using 2 tees. Anybody can do that one there. So now drill number 2 is using the HackMotion wrist sensor. So what we're going to do here is just get an awareness of where we are at address. So we can see here I'm in around 30 degrees of extension in my lead wrist here. Now what we want to do, taking that same idea with the tees, is just rehearse trying to take that extension out from here, pushing hands forward, and then you can see as I start to flex and supinate that lead wrist, now I'm getting closer to 0 here. And that's that same position we was doing when we had the 2 tees in our hand. So that's again, just giving you some lovely feedback. Now with the wrist sensor, you can set this to have some audio feedback for hitting the correct positions, some vibration on there to give you that feedback as well. But here we can see from the numbers, we're doing exactly what we want to do. So you can train that very slow at first, and then you can build it up to little slow swings. So then starting without the ball, just getting a feel of that, and then we can start to hit some shots and just see, can we get that impact position into the green there. And you see quite nicely there, I've gone from 33 degrees extended to just 8 degrees. So I've taken about 25 degrees off there, which has gone into a nice compressed impact position with the lead wrist. So just a wonderful feedback. Now, if you get that wrong, what you'll see here is that an impact there a little bit too extended. So you can see quite a difference there. That was about almost 20 degrees difference to the shot previous. So, you know, a lot of people will get into the red there and add even more. So what I want to do, guys, is just get that feel building up slowly, and then we can progress into some longer shots here and just get that feeling of just getting those tees to that bottom tee just to disappear as we turn through. And that's again going to give us that nice green impact position. So just a really, really great training aid to give you that feedback. So now the third one, what we're going to do is some hit and hold drills, basically similar to what I've did there. So your full swing here, you won't have quite that short finish. So here we go. So you can see that full swing, you know, all the way to the finish there. But what I love plays to train is really break down this aspect and just hit those little sort of hit and holds here. We're going to stop fairly quickly. Now, when we're doing this, just got to be mindful that we're not trying to completely just hold this way and hold all the angles. We do need to release the club, but we're just going to stop pretty quick and hold the finish. So once we've got that nice impact position here, we're going to stop fairly quick afterwards. But what you'll see is I've still supinated that wrist quite nicely here, and you can still see some of my left knuckles as I work through, but I haven't extended it early. So I've got a nice position and then quickly turn it into that nice release, but stop quite quickly there. Now again, guys, just remember this is for a neutral grip or a slightly weaker grip where we'd maybe need more of this of what we're feeling here. If you have a much stronger grip position, then doing this style of action is not going to work for you guys, because if you're here and then you really start to get that lead wrist flexing and supinating, look where that club face is aiming now. Ball's going to go so low and left, you're going to hit the biggest hooks ever. And then what I see a lot of people, just on the side note here, when they have got a really strong grip, is they anti-left, they get this action and then chicken wing ensues and all sorts of errors there. So this is assuming a fairly neutral to sort of slightly weaker grip here. Now the hit and holds, so we're going to hit fairly hard and stop fairly quick here. And again, just trying to look for those nice impact positions. So here we go. You can see some nice green numbers there. So again, just a wonderful one to train impact and really train that strike. It's just a great one here, guys. It impacts so much sizzle off the face there. And again, when you've progressed to that and you've done a few of those, then just go back to hitting some full shots. But you're just getting that feel of where you want to be at impact. So yeah, some good ones there. And I actually struggle quite a bit with extensions. So me focusing on here, this video is really just helping me really target some of my weakness here at impact, which is often a little bit of this position. So guys, there's my top 3 kind of trainings here to really train that lead wrist position, get it into some nice flexion and supinations, get a nice compressed strike. So give those a try. Anyone can do the T drill. Anyone with HackMotion can then utilize that. And anybody can also do those hit and holds. So let me know how you go with those, guys. If you do have any questions, post them in the comments below. And if you did like the content, please consider liking and subscribing to get notified of all future videos. So it's only around 10% of viewers on the channel here that are actually subscribed. So that'll do me a huge favor. It really helps get this information out to more golfers, which this one is typically needed for many. So thanks again for watching, guys, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. At Danny Malcolm Golf, I take pride in helping golfers build world-class ball striking, and I've been doing it for over 20 years. And now you can train with the exact same drills and skill building exercises I use with my private students here in the studio every single day, and all for less than the price of an in-person lesson with me. The ball striking blueprint is guaranteed to improve your ball striking. No guesswork, just a clear plan that works. So join the thousands of golfers who've already transformed their game by clicking the link in the description below to get started, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the inside.